Hi everyone, welcome back to this channel. Let's continue this series. It's been quite a while since I've done this. So today we're going to talk about grammatical gender in Russian. Like most languages, most European languages, they also has gender. It's kind of a bit more complicated than in French and Italian, but also a bit easier in some ways. It kind of depends how you look at it. So in French, Italian you have masculine, feminine. In Russian though you have masculine, feminine, neutral or neuter, depends how you want to pronounce it. Then for plural, basically there is no gender. You could think of it as neutral, so you don't really care about gender if it's plural. So what basically did these change? Simplest explanation is they change the adjectives. So the ending of the adjectives will change depending on the gender. How do you know the gender? Normally by the spelling. So masculine, it ends in a consonant. Feminine, it ends in a or ya, or ya. Neutral ends in or ye. Then you do have soft signs, which could be masculine or feminine, but that's a bit more advanced than this. Most of the time you know. So a useful thing about this is sometimes you have lots of foreign words in Russian, like computer, for example, computer. You know it's masculine because it ends in a consonant, so you don't have this problem. Sometimes you have this problem in Italian where you use a word that ends in a consonant from English. You have no idea what the gender is. It doesn't happen in Russian, which is useful. So here's some examples. So we're going to use the adjective красивый, which means beautiful. So we always, in the dictionary form, you'll see the masculine form of the adjective. That's always. So красивый is masculine. So say for example we have дом. Дом means house. Красивый дом. Это красивый дом. This is a beautiful house. So it ends in a consonant, ends in an M, so it's masculine. Красивый дом. Next we have book. Book is feminine. Книга. It ends in an A, so it's feminine. So you say красивая книга. Then we have, say for example, let's say word, слово. So one problem you will come across is sometimes words sound like they have an A at the end, but they don't. They have an O at the end, but it's pronounced like an A because the stress of the O. Well, so if it's stressed, it will be an O sound. If it's not stressed, it's an A sound. So it's слово, so the stress is on the first O. So it sounds like it's an A, but it's an O. You have to remember the spelling, not the pronunciation, which can be confusing with lots of words like pivo, слово, stuff like this. You kind of just need to remember the spelling. So this is красивое, красивое слово, красивое слово, a beautiful word. Then plural, take any word, for example, you can say красивее, красивее слова, or красивее книги. So plural, it's the same for everywhere. It doesn't matter what the gender is, it's always the same. That's basically how gender works. One thing you need to know is that for natural gender, like man, woman, it follows the natural logic. So if it's a man, it doesn't matter what the spelling is, it's going to be male. It's going to be masculine. So for example, the word мужчина ends in an A, but it means man, so therefore it's masculine. Same with papa, dad, father. It ends in A, but it's masculine because it's a father. That's basically it. I'll see if I can remember any other problems there might be. So as a basic introduction, that will do, I think. It does get a bit more complicated later when we start to add cases involved, but for now that's enough. This is all for the nominative case, just the basic case. So if you look at, let's just take some cognates and just show you what gender they are. For example, we have pizza, it will be feminine, it ends in an A. Take computer, like I said, computer, masculine. Take, for example, Some more cognates for like student ends in a consonant, so it's masculine. Sometimes they add ka to the end to make it feminine. So you'd say so you could say wysoki student, wysoka studentka, which just means tall student, tall female student. Same kind of thing with drug. You have podruga, which is female friend. So other words, I mean, most foreign cognates end in a consonant, so they're masculine. So you have telefon, televisor, telephone, television, just masculine because they end in a consonant. So most end in a consonant. Idea, idea, ends in ya, so therefore it's feminine. Vodka, vodka, and it's feminine, ends in an a. That's basically how this works. Most of the time you could just guess, but you do have to pay attention to the spelling a lot of the time. So there's one more exception I can think of, and that's for some reason if it ends in m, ya. For example, imya. It's neutral, and I have no idea why. It's just a weird exception. So m, ya is neutral. Otherwise, if it ends in a ya, it's going to be feminine, unless it's some kind of natural gender. Alright, that's all for this video. Let me know if you have any questions, and see you next time.